Her drunk sister exposed the lie at our son's 5th birthday. I'm 34, an electrician by trade, married to Sarah for 8 years. We have a 5-year-old son, Ethan. Or at least, I thought we did. Ethan's my world. I coach his t-ball team, know every dinosaur by name because he's obsessed, and volunteer at his preschool when I can. I've never had to question whether I was doing enough as a dad until last Saturday, the day of his 5th birthday party. We threw him a dinosaur-themed bash in the backyard, T-Rex cake, fossil dig sandbox, tiny dino hats for the kids, the works. Sarah spent weeks planning it. Ethan was glowing, bouncing from activity to activity, so excited he could barely sit still. Then came Jenna, Sarah's sister, always unstable, always dramatic. Sarah made excuses for her constantly, said she was going through things, so I put up with her. She showed up already tipsy, wine in a water bottle, and Sarah pulled her aside to whisper-yell for a few minutes. Jenna eventually rejoined the party looking barely composed. 4 p.m. cake time. I had Ethan on my shoulders as Sarah carried out the elaborate T-Rex cake she was so proud of. Everyone sang. He beamed. It was one of those perfect moments that stay frozen in your memory, until it wasn't. As I set Ethan down to blow out his candles, Jenna leaned toward Sarah, loud enough for me, and several other parents, to hear. "I still can't believe he thinks the baby is his. You lied so well." The words hit like a truck. Sarah froze, cake knife hovering midair. I stared straight ahead, stunned. Ethan was staring up at me, waiting. I forced a smile. "Make a wish, buddy." He blew out his candles. Everyone clapped. I cut the cake, handed out slices, thanked people, helped Ethan open gifts. I posed for photos. I smiled. I didn't look at Sarah once. After the last guest left, Sarah approached me, her eyes red. "We need to talk about what Jenna said." "Not now," I said, nodding at Ethan. "Not in front of him." That night, I gave Ethan a bath, helped him into his dinosaur pajamas, read The Good Dinosaur twice, and tucked him in with a long hug. I told him I loved him 5 times. I didn't want to let go. When I finally came downstairs, Sarah was waiting. "It's not what you think," she started. Jenna was drunk and confused, probably thinking of some TV show. I stared at her. She looked like a stranger. "I'm staying at Dave's tonight," I said. "I can't do this right now." What Sarah didn't know was that I'd already suspected something. Months ago, I found suspicious texts on her phone. "Miss you," and "last night was fun," sent to someone named Chris. She said it was Christina from work. I didn't buy it, but I didn't confront her either. Instead, I ordered a home paternity test. It sat in my glove compartment for months. That night, after leaving, I drove back early in the morning while they were still asleep and swabbed one of Ethan's toothbrushes. 3 days later, I got the results. 0% probability of paternity. I wanted to scream. Instead, I scheduled a legal lab test. No way out, no denials. That same day, Sarah was cold, barely speaking. Ethan was confused but sweet, always asking if we'd still have guy time. Then I got the call. "Meet me at Riverside Park." When I arrived, Sarah handed me her phone, opened to a text thread with Jenna. Jenna had texted, "I'm done being your accomplice. You owe me. I'm sick of keeping this secret." Sarah had begged. "Please, you can't say anything. Not at the party. Not like this." Then Jenna dropped the bomb. "You slept with my boyfriend. Consider us even." I asked, "Who's the father?" Sarah hesitated. "A guy from my master's program. It was one night. We were fighting about money and kids. I was drunk and stupid. Stupid is getting pregnant with another man's child. Lying about it for 5 years? That's something else." She started crying again. "Check your email." She'd forwarded me a draft separation agreement from her attorney. It acknowledged that while I wasn't Ethan's biological father, I was his legal father. She was offering joint custody. "You still want custody?" she asked, voice shaking. I didn't hesitate. "He's my son. DNA doesn't change that. It's been 2 weeks. I got a small apartment close to Ethan's preschool. We do 50-50 custody. When he's with me, we build blanket forts, watch dinosaur documentaries, make terrible homemade pizza. I catch myself looking at him sometimes, wondering if he looks like the man she slept with. But all I see is Ethan, the boy who runs into my arms shouting, 'Daddy!' Sarah asked if we could try counseling. I told her no. She didn't just break my heart. She burned the foundation of our marriage, salted the earth, and expected me to rebuild on top of the ashes. You don't come back from that."